Hi, I'm Steve Blake. I'm the Solutions Consultant for Access Control and ID Systems here at AIT. I've been advising customers on their security for more than 15 years now, and today I'd like to talk to you about planning an access control system. Firstly, what you need to think about is who, where and when as far as the access is controlled. So who do you want to let in to the premises overall? Where are they allowed to go once they're in? And there may be time pressures. So again, colleges and schools, you may say, okay, we'll let students come in anytime, they can go into the classrooms during this time, they can go into the refectory at this time, that type of scenario. But you need to think about it when planning the system in the first instance. Obviously we're there to advise you. There's different ways of locking a door as well, which may sound slightly strange, but there are, depending on the type of door, where it is, if it's a fire escape route, all of these things need to be considered and will make a difference to your overall solution. Once you've decided exactly what you're going to do physically from the access control point of view, you then need to think about how you're going to get all of the information into the system that you're going to need. We have clients who are universities that there may be 15, 18, 20,000 overall users, and you certainly don't want to key in lots of individual information, you know, the student ID numbers or what course they're on. All of the information needs to be in the system for it to work effectively. And there's lots of different ways of doing that. We are integration specialists. It's really our unique selling point is the ability to integrate the access control with different systems. And that means we can use Active Directory. In fact, our access control system can work direct with Active Directory. Any of the information systems, whether they be business information systems, HR, anything that operates from an SQL database, we're able to send to and receive from. So because you've got two-way synchronization, you can get new users in and block any old users as they go out. What that means for you as a user is that your IT department, security department, whoever it falls upon, only has to deal with that addition or subtraction of a person at one point. And if the system's integrated properly, as we do, that can disseminate across all of the different systems. Rather than you having to individually remember to go into the cashless vending, the print management, all of the different things as well as the access control itself. We always advise that there are role-based access levels. So you may need to think in the first instance of where and when people in different roles need access. It may be, again, let's take an academic scenario, that you want teachers to have 12-hour access Monday to Friday, Saturday mornings into classrooms, etc., etc. But you may have technicians who need to get access at weekends or during school holidays. And that's what we mean by role-based access rights. So once you define a role for someone, you can then say where they can go and when they can get into those particular areas. The next question, if we're using an ID card, if it's a fob, if it's a bracelet, whatever it is that you're using as the token the person carries with them, how do you get that to them and let them in with it? Is it something that you're going to post out? Is it something that they're going to collect the first time? In which case, how do they get in that first instance to collect their token? There's a number of different solutions. For instance, we can provide card printers to print the card, encode it at the same time so that the card is ready for use at the right time. There's other things that you might want to consider. People talk about tailgating, when one person follows another through even though they don't have any access rights. And you need to genuinely think carefully about that, because the only way to stop it completely is to have a physical barrier. But there are other things that you can do. You can set up the system so that if somebody hasn't come through that first entry point, the card will not allow them to get a coffee in the refectory, print something off of one of their MFDs. Whatever it is, the system itself can help. You can use the same thing for anti-passback, so that somebody that gains entrance, their card won't be allowed back in until it has gone out. So if someone gets entrance themselves, drops their card out the window for someone else to get hold of, it won't let them back in if it hasn't seen the fact that that card has gone out. There's all sorts of additional features on the system that we use. So for instance, there's a maximum number. So you could have a car park whereby there's, 40 spaces. Once the spaces are full, then the barrier won't open anymore. So it stops people driving round and round looking for a space. It may be there's maximum occupancy on a room because of fire regulations. And again, we can set that maximum occupancy, so once the room has reached that level, nobody else can come in until somebody has gone out. And that means that you're not going to be at fault should there be any inspections from the fire department. You also might want to think about how you're going to deal with visitors. Are you going to give them a visitor's card that gives them restricted access, or are you going to remotely release the perimeter doors for them to come in? If you are going to do that, we can provide you with entry phones and that type of thing. The system can work with CCTV because you can input and output signals from the system. So if somebody bounces at a specific reader, you might want a CCTV camera to turn and look at that particular door. That can all be set up. The other thing you need to talk about, to think about when setting up the system, is the doors themselves, because we can work with anything from an automatic door, a straight push door, to roller doors, car park barriers as I've mentioned, pedestrian barriers. All of those things can be used as access control points. As I say, there are lots and lots of options, and it's the planning of exactly what you want to do before you start to put things in place is the vital part of it, and we're here to advise on that. So if you want some assistance, then please feel free, either give us a call on 0113 273 0300 or drop us an email at solutions@ait.co.uk. Thanks very much. Bye bye.